This is C3. No. Oh, that's an F. I knew it was close. Wow, that's an F. It's in key. I'll be goddamn. I'll be goddamn. Well, I'll be goddamn. Satisfied with it. This is a cool lo-fi beat. Let's lo-fi it now. Let's throw some lo-fi effects on it. And yeah, we should be Gucci.
What's going on, Alonzo? Salute, salute. We're going to be talking about alpha beta discussion earlier. I was at work. Let's just say, I give credit. I don't know what happened. I don't know if Bernard drunk a fifth of Hennessy before he came on, but he was in full Goku mode today. Did really well as far as the pre-panel discussion. A lot of points was made. I was at work. Usual day. Pretty much intrigued. Very, very intrigued by the discussion. Very entertained. Very much it made the day a lot easier. I'll just say it was definitely a good live stream. I'm going to be talking about something that really kind of went to the rabbit hole as far as what I talk about on my channel. I talk about from time to time male hierarchy. And I go in depth in it. I don't get a lot of, kudos, or I'm probably one of the guys I probably get laughed at as far as my discussions, but people repeat what and I'm just, before I get into discussion, one of the lexicons that I came up with explains what Marty McFly had mentioned in the discussion on Amazing Lucas video. When they were talking about alpha and beta, as far as the men coming in and cleaning up the community and stuff like that, and after Keisha goes off with the thug or the alpha thug or whatever and gets pregnant, she wants somebody to come in and clean the community up. And it kind of goes into a few other discussions. And I want to put my 2 cents in because I have an explanation to explain what Marty was talking about. So I'm going to get into that. But before I get into that, I want to say, first of all, I've came up with quite a few lexicons myself on here. I'm the first person that came up with the whole hyena, versus lioness and all of that type of stuff. People copy off of people. They don't give them credit. One of the things I have been pretty much kind of tuned into Marty for the last few months. I've been, I watched a lot of his content. And I noticed a pinch of jealousy as far as other people. I'm not gonna lie, I could call it how I call it. People tend to not really like people that are well established. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. People hate people that actually got money in the bank. It's like I watch a lot of like Drink Champs. And like I was had to say Tony Yayo is probably one of the top Drink Champs interviews as far as up there, as far as discussion. And he said that when he got on, Puffy said, "You are a target once you get the three B's, basically a Bentley, bitches, and a big bank account." So yeah, that's always been like that. I mean, it goes back to the days of gold coins and the chest with all kinds of coins and precious metals in it, and it goes. They were storming the castle because the castle had a lot of riches and also a lot of power. Okay, let's just call that how it is. I mean, that goes back to the Middle Ages and beyond. But back to present time. Yeah, I noticed that, and that's not my. I'm not necessarily jealous about that, or have any notions about that. One of the things I have to say that I'm jealous of is that Marty actually have kept his channel for over 13 years, because had I kept my channels and not deleted them, it would be no cause for concern for me to point out that, basically, yeah, I'm the first person that came up with this. Here you go. This is the video. That's the date. Boom. I don't have that content anymore because I've deleted that channel. It was called Solar Scholar. I did not show any videos of me. Didn't show any pictures of me. I was full incognito mode. I was an avatar ninja. You know what I'm saying? I was a ghost, you know what I'm saying, with a microphone. You know what I'm saying? So, yep. Benz bitch in a bank account. Benz bitches in a bank account. You can say that too. That's the first level. After you get the Benz, then you get the Bentley. The thing is that, yeah, I don't have, like, when you have a channel that has that old of a history, that itself is history. You see your progression. I know Mr. Beast, he still has his old channel footage of when he was like a little kid and shit. I just don't have that. So it's just my word against anybody else. I really don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care. It's just funny when I hear you cats repeating the stuff I say, and it's like, it's kind of like, little bro copying off his big bro, you know what I'm saying? But he don't say big bro. That's where he got it from. That's all I'm saying. So I've pretty much a few things I like, pretty much animal hierarchy, hyena, lioness, lions, dog pack. All of my videos on this channel, that's me, yours and truly. Anybody else saying that, it's cool. I don't care. I mean, I don't lose no sleep about it. I've also created something called Beta Master, okay, and an Alpha Master, and that explains this concept that really came up back when I was just on the live streams on BGS's channel. They had the discussion, and they really were perplexed to explain, okay, how is it some Pookie with his shirt off with 6-pack abs and a flailing chest and big ass jumbo arms running anything, and he's an alpha male, but he ain't got no money. He ain't got really hardly any power other than the power that he possessed. Well, I have something to explain that, and that's where the concept of Alpha Master, Beta Master, and Alpha and regular Beta explains that. And that's something that I would say that gives me my credibility as far as why I call myself a genius. That didn't happen overnight. That particular live stream that we probably were discussing, alphas and betas, and why, basically, like, Bill Gates has so much power, and the regular alpha dude, like I say, in the street doesn't have that much power. Well, a lot of those thoughts and stuff like that came back, and you dream, you think, you kind of dwell, and then light bulb moments come on, and then you come up with certain concepts, and that's how things progress. So it's not like it happened overnight. It was from the time of 2017 to when that discussion came about to about 2020 is when I came up with the concept that actually explains it. Now, I don't get any credit, and and you know the thing is that it's unique because it's not only that I not get the credit, people actually sneak watch, sneak soak my channel and then repeat stuff and don't give me any proper credit attribution. Now, it's a man called Alan Roger Curry that is no longer here, that lived in Miller Beach, which is also Gary, Indiana. He absolutely was infuriated by Negroes copying what he says and not giving him his credit. And I ain't that I ain't on that. I don't necessarily I care, but I kind of don't care because the thing is that when I hear you repeat what I talk about, my lexicons, I know you watching. I'm appreciative, and I know that you value my content to repeat it, even if you don't give me the credit. I do have small views. My channel ain't necessary. I don't think my channel is small. I would consider a channel that's small, less than 500 subscribers. I have at least 5,000. I have, I could talk more about that, but I'm not gonna go in there. But the thing is that my small channel makes a big tidal wave in YouTube in the world. Um, I am somebody that is known. People know me. I'm known in the IT world. Uh, I am the man as far as computers, as far as hardware. Um, I've actually created some software that is very very unique. So I pretty much I basically I stand by and I live my channel name. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much am a genius. I ain't even broke no more. So um, that's that's a good thing about that. I am no longer broke. As far as even how I look at broke, which means you have more liabilities and assets. I've through hard work and dedication, I've actually completed the mission that I set up to start this channel. What's going on, Marty McFly, the one and only? Salute, salute. So basically, yeah, I ain't gonna run off all of the lexicons that I created. Maybe one day I will, but to just go further into the discussion, I'm gonna replay back this beautiful bean footage here that I got queued up. Uh, bear with me. I'm going through home renovation, so don't really have everything all the way set up. So let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, virtual cam. There we go. Boom. Bada bing. Start cam. There we go. Da, da, da. There we go. Yeah. So yeah. Bernard, like I said, Bernard was on full. I would say Goku mode. Um, like I said, I don't know if he shot a glass of henny, drinking some henny before he came up, but yeah, he was popping on all cylinders. Just to also note, though, it is about 3 or 4 retrogrades that are going on at the same time. Things are crazy and bananas right now. There's like 3 or 4 planets at retrograde at the same time. But yeah, let's play this video. Let's go. I'm gonna explain this alpha and beta. That he was talking about that is unrelated to the video. Let's fast forward this a little bit further than that. So basically, what he's talking about right there is he's talking about alpha fucks beta bucks. Let me check my video playback to see if I'm okay. Um, let me know if it's choppy. Let me check my video. Okay, it looks like it's all right. It's like I think I might have to get a I, I normally use my desktop. I think it's more tech. I'm using my laptop, which is it's kind of old, so I think it's doing my office right now. So I normally use one of my desktops. It's got a more up to date technology. So it comes in on the audio. I'm actually using OBS, so I can kind of get more of a streamlined cut from this video. But let me just do some housekeeping here. All right, well, we just gonna do just straight StreamYard. I'm just gonna share this window. I'm gonna close this out and then share this. Still got it up. So I was saying that he's basically saying alpha bucks, beta fucks. I mean alpha fucks, beta bucks. That's what he's talking about as far as the whole that's a old like PUA term, kind of like back in like, man, it goes back over 10 years. Um Basically the alpha guy gets the pussy. He even, has a baby or two. Then the woman goes to the beta to take care of the alpha's baby, uh, and pay for it. So that's where the whole term alpha fucks, beta bucks. Can you guys hear me now? Am I loud and clear? So let me check my video playback. Yeah, I think I should be good. And that he's basically saying yeah, I'm good. So yeah, that's where that term comes from. That what he's talking about, alpha bucks, alpha fucks, beta bucks. So yeah, that's actually that, believe it or not, that shit does go on, man. Um, that does happen. I ain't gonna lie. It does. That does play out. I don't know if people actually know that they're playing that out. But that does play out like that. Now, what I did, because I think, yeah, I knew about the whole alpha fucks beta bucks. What I did was, I mean, it's not recommended. When I got with my ex-wife, which was a baby mama, I put two in. I said, if these niggas put in one, I'm gonna put two in so I can establish my territory. So, you know, I mean, at one time I was thinking about shit, we was gonna have another one, but I was like, nah. I was like, you know what? It was a reason that I left, and it had the problems that I had. But yeah, that whole alpha, whole alpha fucks beta bucks thing, yeah, that is a concept. And guys, actually, you got blue pill guys that absolutely don't know anything about that concept. They absolutely don't know anything about it. It's people that just live in their life. They have no problems beta bucking, you know. And the thing is that yeah, a lot of women don't actually like that, because that is a dating and mating strategy for women to get with the guy that they really like, have fun, have children with, then get the beta male to take care of it, or get a provider male to take care of it. Because see, here's the thing, it's not just even about beta and alpha when it comes to this whole concept of alpha fucks beta bucks, is what he's talking about. Because you actually have alpha provider males too. Because like I say, a lot of this information, we're in the information age. A lot of people just don't have the information. Now, some people have the information, but they just so foolish. They just want to do whatever they want to, and they're knuckleheads. So you have that as well. But basically, yeah, any guy that basically takes care of another man's kids, that's considered the provider male at the time. You're providing for someone else's children. Uh, it's okay if you get something out of it. If you don't get anything out of it, um, meaning you get with a woman that is dysfunctional, and then her children are also dysfunctional, and she doesn't want you to even do your job because she doesn't listen to you, and she creates an environment to where her children doesn't listen to you, and also she doesn't want you to discipline her children. That's an issue. That's a big issue. In case you didn't know, this is some data. I don't know the actual statistics. I did a video. It's in basically, I think it's in the being basically dating a single mom is quasi polandry, because you're dealing with a woman that also has dealings with her baby daddy or ex-husband. But that's going down another rabbit hole. But basically, in short, a lot of divorces, the divorce rate for stepdads is very, very high. Very, very high. I'm talking about in this country, the divorce rate for stepdads or blended families, look it up. That's all I'm going to say. The divorce rates for stepdads is ginormous. It is bigger than the divorce rate for regular couples that don't have any children. Um, it is huge, and it tends to be the stepdad more so that files the divorce. And here are the issues why a lot of stepdads end up in divorce, like myself. One of the aspects is the stepdad is not allowed to discipline the children. Um, that's an issue. Another thing is that the wife, right? she doesn't prioritize her husband in a relationship because you have children. Here's the thing, man. I'm like an uncle and shit to a lot of you younger guys. It is really, you really don't know what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a woman with children and you don't already yourself have children. It's like it's a lot of stuff involved with that. One of the things I have to say is that if you don't already have children yourself, the experience that you have with a single mother and a woman without children um is totally different. Like, for example, being, because a woman with children, a single mom has children, you're not able to really like get the benefit of full access to her. Like the whole concept of like just fucking all weekend, no concerns, that ain't happening with no single mom, dude. I promise you. The only way that'll happen is if you get a chick like, shout out to Drika. I think that's her name, Drika from Basketball Wives. With, they say she's got a good BBL. I really am not into that. I don't like those. I don't like plastic surgery. But they say she got a good plastic surgeon or whatever. Well, Drika, she basically left her kid at home by himself for like, I think like a couple weeks or some shit like that. Um, while she was going, basically you know, fucking around with dudes. So unless you got like basically, and she actually got booked for that, got charged with child endangerment. It's a true story, so I'm not making this shit up. So like, unless you got like a chick that's just willing to endanger her children and all of that type of stuff, you're not about to have full access to no single mom like that. A responsible single mom has to be on call 24/7 to her children. So the experience is totally different just off of that. So yeah, the complaint, second complaint from the stepdads that file divorce or even go through divorce, they say okay, they don't have any priority as far as their wife. The wife is always prioritizing her children. And the third issue is, if I can remember it, it was just basically an issue where she just didn't get um any type of cues from the husband. She didn't. They couldn't agree on where the children are going to go to school. You have issues to where if the guy has children, also he uh, uh, the basically the stepmom, she treats the children that the father has different from her children. It's basically a clusterfuck. So all I can say is you'd have to very, very much tread lightly when you go into that realm. But it's so many thirsty dudes. The amount of thirsty dudes or even thirsty simps, whether it be they know about these concepts and stuff like that, meaning they're somewhat red pill or they're just blue pill, just don't know it all and just out there. It's so many of them. It a lot of times the women just don't pick them because they got so many men to pick from. All you have to do is just open up your random social media page. You'll see a bunch of voluptuous, big titty women, black women primarily, with it look very amazing, and yeah, got one or two or three kids, but they're single as a doorknob, you know, um, because they do have a lot of men to pick from too, but they're just enjoying their life, and it not not really trying to choose up like that, or they got their own little boo thing, or whatever they got going on. But anyway, yeah, that's what he was talking about with the whole alpha. He's talking about alpha fucks beta bucks. He the cleaning the community, getting the beta males to come back to clean the community. Now that's again, I'm not, it's not to say that it's just a bunch of beta males cleaning the community. You also have alpha males, or guys that would be considered alpha males, that also are so thirsty. Like it is I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but the thirsty train, it just, I don't know. It's a lot of thirsty dudes out here. You got dudes. I mean, Marty, he's a traveler, so international traveler. So it's like you got dudes that talk about, man, I'm okay, and I get pussy here locally, and I'm do fine. You got guys that they're not doing too well or whatever. I mean, the whole thing is that still it's a lot of thirst. And I think it's kind of it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, for whatever reason, it's a lot of thirsty dudes in the United States. And I call this Simp Nation. This is the simp capital of the world. So from that, it could be even alpha males that they will look at as somebody to clean the community up. I mean, technically, I do consider myself more of an alpha male, but to take it to like task, Alan Roger Curry broke things down to a lot more kind of finite point. He came up with different concepts within the whole alpha group. You got straight beta males that are just full beta. Then you got beta males with alpha traits. A lot of men are beta males with alpha traits. It's not that many. Just a beta male that's just straight beta is like Poindexter, thick bifocals, pocket protector, wears clogs or shoes, like always in the lab trying to make different synthesis and shit like that. Like those are rare. It's not that many men are like that. Men tend to be like, if they're a beta male, they tend to be a beta male with alpha traits. Then you have alpha male with beta traits. Most men are, if they even are alpha, like even myself, I admit I'm alpha as fuck with beta traits, man. I got beta traits like a motherfucker. I'm going to work tomorrow. My job is a nerd job. Okay, I fucking fix computers and image computers for a multi corporation. I mean, a mega corporation. So I mean, yeah, I'm definitely got beta traits. And then you got even more rare alpha males, like full spectrum alphas. Okay, those are also rare. So full spectrum alpha be somebody kind of like Indo Champ or even Debo from Friday. So yeah, RIP Alan Roger Curry. See, if Alan Roger Curry was alive, he'll be on these panels like flaming, and he's definitely one of those guys that's missed. But it's not just beta males that are coming cleaning up the community, that are put up to task to clean the community. I live in Gary, Indiana. I mean, I get that can you come clean the community up look too. And I'm 6'3", fledgling muscles, big huge legs. I mean, I could lift in my legs alone about 500 pounds. I mean, it was kind of, it's inherent. It's more of genetics. I mean, my mom's side got big calves and big legs and shit. But the thing is that it's not just beta males that are called to task to clean up the community.
Leaders and do all of this for the community, and black men are well within their right in saying no, fuck that, no, like so. But pro-blacks make arguments that ultimately lend to that. And simple question I gotta ask: can a functional community work that way? Can a functional community work that way? Where women get to go and be hoes with a smaller percentage of men and have their life all messed up and in shambles, and then a bunch of more decent men who go dive on the grenades after the fact. It's like no, the men are well within their right saying no, well within their right getting the passport, well within their right interculturally dating, well within their right only dealing with chicks that don't fall into the category of the shit that he made excuses for. So no. How the fuck do a community work like that? Like you're basically
it does function.
What you're advocating for is okay. So community functions like that.
Okay.
Right,
I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna give you a prime example of what I'm talking about, not what y'all perceive that the pro-blacks are talking about. And I think y'all carry this pro-black thing too far, because there's a lot of people speak on pro-black terms, but they're not pro-black, just as they do speak on manosphere terms, but they're not manosphere. So I think sometimes y'all get them totally in the mix. So this is what I'm talking about. Take a drop gorgeous woman, all right? Put her in the mix of the regular community, right? Everybody's not going to be able to have that drop gorgeous woman, right? Mm-hmm. Same as an alpha male. An alpha male can move within a community and he would be the representative, same thing as that drop gorgeous woman. Now, so if you take that alpha male who chooses to be with multitude of women or whatever, that's his own ticket, that's his own journey. But not to say a beta male could not have a wife, children, and be happy. But in the same way that beta male would have that wife and children, if that drop gorgeous woman moved in his community, he still would look at her. He still would probably fantasize about her, but he still is happy with his own family. That's what I'm saying is y'all get it as if once a person is a alpha male, that means he has to congregate all the community. And that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying you go always have these two different entities in your community or wherever you at. That don't mean you're not satisfied where you at. And I don't think it's good for anyone to shame or shit on someone if you're not an alpha male, because there are betas who no. I think there are betas who live a beautiful life and raise children and raise societies.
Nobody is shitting on somebody for being.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not.
I didn't hear anybody shitting on anybody for being an alpha male. Only thing that was criticized was the argument. Like, okay, so if somebody, I'll put it like this.
There was somebody in the comments saying,
all right, okay. Fine, that's fine. If somebody comes from the standpoint of like, hey, it is what it is. It's law of the jungle out there. These bitches can do what they want to do, and it is what it is, and whatever. If somebody says that and then turns around and say that, oh yeah, and I'm an alpha male. I don't got no problems. I run through a lot of women. Nothing is wrong with that. Okay. Now, if somebody front loads it with some community shit and black men supposed to be leaders and black men supposed to be that and this or that or blah blah blah, then I don't think you can merge those two arguments. I don't think you can merge a pro-black and community argument with the it's a small percentage of us going to run through all these hoes, but y'all need to go wife them up when they over 30, overweight with a couple kids by a couple men. I don't come from that. That's not my definition. And I just said, I know that's not your definition, but if you follow his arguments to their logical conclusion, his
argument is his own mindset, how he intertwined all the information he has and come out and speak the way he speak. But I think when y'all try to put this in a triangle, this is a point of view of a pro-black. The way we move, it's just not that way. And let me just fall in on something else.
Let me speed this up, man. OG about ready to put me to sleep with a bedtime story. Give me some motherfucking goddamn some milk and cookies and goddamn a blanket. Let me speed this up, man. Hold on. Let's see it.
BGS stream.
All right.
And he kind of just came in, I'm just, like I said, I'm a little bit late in the conversation, but he kind of just came in kind of like wagging the finger, like, let me tell you guys. But the question I have, and anybody can answer this question, is like, I hear a lot of talk about alpha this, alpha that. What can we put some parameters on that? Is it big, tall, jawline, strong, or is it smarts? Because I've seen a lot of alpha niggas working in the field in slavery, so I'm not sure if that really qualifies as an alpha, just being a brute. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what, and who gives these certifications for alpha this and alpha that? Because also I noticed,
boom, this is what intrigued. This is where I knew I had to do something I normally don't even do, and that's do a reaction to a Bernard Riley stream. Okay, so this is where the discussion was with, like I said, BGS Itmore Coliseum, about 2017-ish. The conversation was, how is Bill Gates and all these other super elites, they're not necessarily alphas, but they're on a high, they have a lot of power, a lot of resources, a lot of capital. Where do they fit in this thing? Okay, so this is where my concept of the beta master and alpha master comes into play. This is where this makes all of the sense here. Okay, so this is first my discussion as far as what I look at as far as an alpha, a beta, and then you also have other tiers. It's not just alpha and beta. And actually, people look at it being called a beta is so I know I drive that home with my videos with beta, as far as Jesse Lee Peterson and shit. It's all fun, but you got other tiers that are lower than that. So there's tiers of men, whether people like it or believe it or not. Actually came from Europe, from white folks. White psychologists and sociologists or whatever, white folks in general, they have a lot of as far as viewpoints and books and discussions and theory on this. This actually came from them. And you have tiers of men, right? So a beta is not a lower tier man, okay? He's below an alpha, but there's below a beta. There's below tiers of men that are very, very, you don't want no parts of. And that's what I talk about on my channel a lot, when the whole broke and stuff like that. You got Sigma is like multi-dimensional, meaning you could go be a lawyer, and then you could go work at a community center, in a homeless shelter or something like that, in a hood. You could go be a corporate lawyer by day, and then go in the hood and basically help out with some type of non-for-profit. It's like you could go multi-dimensional. I would have to say I'm not necessarily 100% sold on that. I'm a full-fledged alpha male. Yeah, I'm a leader of men. No, I'm probably more on the Sigma side of the game. I'm probably more on the Sigma side than anything, because I do go from different realms. I mean, I literally go to trillion-dollar downtown real estate, and I come back home to Gary, Indiana, where it's a lot of deals. I'll just say that it's not like you probably think, but it's not trillion-dollar real estate. It's not billion-dollar real estate. It's very affordable real estate. I'll just say that. And then you also got Miller Beach, which is mansions along Lake Michigan, where some of them are $1 million plus. So it's just, you got two sides of the coin as far as Gary, Indiana. But I just say that to say, yeah, I tend to be more multidimensional. But the lowest form is like a theta male. That's like a bum on the street, sleeping on a park bench. Then you got Omega men. These are just your average Joes. These are the dudes that they are totally okay with being busted, living in their mom's basement, you know, going on live with you know, Avatar and drinking brews and, you know, talking about bitches all day and getting $10 on the super chat, you know, and going 8 hours, you know, doing a live stream. Like that's just, you know, average dude, just below, kind of just average. Now, beta is kind of more on a higher tier of men. A beta male would be somebody that, like, yeah, probably works in an office, is a mid-level manager or executive at a corporate firm, you know, something like that. Alpha to me is kind of like um somebody that'll be like a CEO, somebody that even just a fucking dude that runs a gym that you know, like CJ Fletcher. Like that's like somebody that's like an alpha male. Like he leads the pack as far as other alpha males. Okay, so that's my explanation on that. But to explain what you said as far as Marty, why is okay? Let's just bring it to present time. Let's get out of the slave. Let's get out of plantation. Let's get out of 18, you know, before 1865. Let's go to present day. Let's go to why is a dude okay? How's a dude so high tier or alpha that, like, you know, on the block with a t-shirt and you know, basically on the corner, and he got, you know, big fledgling muscles and shit like that, and you know, he got all of the dudes spook and shit like that in the hood. How is he doing anything? Why is he an alpha? And, you know, is he above, you know, Bill Gates or, you know, Steve Jobs or whatever? And no, that wouldn't explain it. This here actually wouldn't even explain it. This slide here wouldn't explain that. But this is where my concept does explain that. You have men that they run companies, they run organizations. You can even argue that they even run the world, and they can't probably beat a fly. You know, now you know, Mark Zuckerberg is training jujitsu and shit like that. He probably, maybe he's watching my live streams or something. He's tapping into his inner alpha or whatever. I think he's supposed to be fighting Elon Musk. And both of these guys to me would be considered definitely beta males, but I don't know, maybe he's sneak soaking and he got in the gym and shit like that. Because I basically said, whatever you are, even if you consider yourself a beta male, that could be changed by your will. I think more of it's more as far as the alpha, your willpower, your leadership, because you can have a small dog that could lead a pack of dogs. It could be a leader of a wolf pack. It's not necessarily due to size and strength and all of that. A lot of guys that are alphas, by their physique and stuff like that, they could be wimps on the inside as well. You know, so it's not necessarily all about, you know, fledgling muscles and stuff like that. So yeah, to explain what you're saying, you got even you see this in the corporate world. Like, you got dudes that they can get all of the bitches. They got, you know, the muscles. They might even be a leader. Let's just say they're OG. They're a gang leader. You know, they're a general in a gang or whatever. But they got to go to work in a factory in the morning because they got, you know, a couple kids here and there, and they got child support to pay, back child support. They got to go work in a factory. They got car payments. They got to pay their rent. But this dude is considered an alpha male. You know, he used to be the muscle in the hood back when he, you know, before he got, you know, booked up state and had to go to prison and catch an F. So, you know, how was he so high ranked? How how is he so, high up there? Is he over a dude that's just a nerd that's got a startup? No, he's not. Because this beta master and alpha master explains that you have guys that look at it as I look at this as a hierarchy, as far as a beta male that's on a master level. He is above some dude that would consider himself an alpha male in the hood, or as if you say in a field, picking cotton or whatever. Like he is on a higher level mentally, and also as far as his skill ability and his ability to acquire wealth, to deal with the business world. These men still cannot necessarily get women like that. Like they don't have, ain't no bunch of chicks laughing and giggling about Bill Gates. Okay, they're not like, like I want Bill Gates and all of that shit. You don't hear, but they gotta go to work for guys like Bill Gates in the morning. They gotta go to work, like they gotta go to work for the Steve Jobs guys. These are the guys you gotta go to work for. And that's where it becomes, like you're saying, where it's like, damn, your computer brain is trying to understand this, and it's like, this is how better to explain this as far as the master level when you're looking at this whole alpha beta concept. Okay, so an alpha master is someone, let's just say a prime example of an alpha master would be an Andrew Tate type. Andrew Tate will be a very good, well-known example of what an alpha master is. He totally can kick your ass. He's totally insanely intelligent. His dad was a chess master, from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? He knows quite a bit as far as information. He's well read, so you can't say he's a dumb jock or something like that. So he can get women. He doesn't have any socially awkwardness when it comes to women. So he's on a higher level than other alphas and as well as betas that are masters. So it's just a tier higher as far as hierarchy. And this is where this comes into play, where I pretty much I don't know if this helps you understand it better, if you agree with it. I definitely have a little bit of time. That's why I do this. I try to do lives when I have time for discussion. I'll definitely drop the link. Basically, if you want to argue this point or whatever. I mean, I remember when I first came up with this, I was laughed at. But you still can't explain how is a dude that basically he's got a hot shot in the hood and he's fucking all of the bitches, and he's considered an alpha male, but then okay, he got to go to work for a janitorial company and cleaning up an office building, for $28 an hour, and he's barely making ends meet because he got a few baby mamas and a couple side chicks, and he's married. You know what I'm saying? So this explains it, and it also is the reasons why you probably get hated on, because the thing is that you probably would be more on the mastery level than a lot of other guys that maybe just regular dudes. They're just regular guys. They got a job. They might have a little 401k that they dipped into it. They're in debt, but they never tell anybody on YouTube that they're in debt. The only way you find out is if they get doxxed or some shit like that. And deep down, secretly, these, that's why guys, they don't like me. They don't like other guys like Savings Minus Debt that call them worse names than broke. He actually calls them slaves. So, that whole financial concept is it is a rabbit hole concept and discussion that I talk about a lot, because the capitalistic system, it if you don't have money, um it's hard to fit in. It's hard to fit in this system. A lot of people gatekeep. Even even you could just say it's kind of like a game where people don't really want you to have money. Let's just say a lot of the whole quote unquote racism, or socially institutional gatekeeping and stuff like that, is so you don't have you don't have any money. It's not like everybody's getting $100,000. That's not how this society works. Even white people have to go to work tomorrow. Everybody has to go to work. And I'm gonna be honest, like even the quote unquote beta males or whatnot, they look at let's just say the scholars. The scholars, they don't like a lot of outcasts. They don't like two people. Scholars don't like two people. They don't like outcasts, like the whole quote Pookie and Ray Rays, or the bottom shelf breads or whatever for white folks. They don't like outcasts in society. The reason why they don't like outcasts is because some of these, I won't even say some, quite a few men that are outcasts, they do better with women than men that do exceptionally well. Meaning, for example, I hate to say names, and I don't want to talk about nobody, especially if they're not on the panel or anything like that. But you got guys that they make quite a bit of money. They make upper six figures, I'll just say. And they have terrible issues with women in America. Whereas it's guys that will be considered outcasts, like I say, the local thug, or just even the average guy that actually works at UPS and lifts boxes. He can get a whole bunch of bitches, and he don't even make $50,000 a year. So yeah, that's as far as the sexual marketplace value, those guys look at things like, okay, I'm a higher tier male because I have a lot to provide for. I've accomplished a lot. You should be begging to be with me as far as a woman, but you're not, and women aren't begging for me. They're not really even checking for me. And then even if I ask to be with them, they ask me, they give me their Cashapp because they want them, they want you to pay them and stuff like that. And it's like, these guys, they look at men that are outcasts and they despise them, because it's kind of like they're looking at it like, well, these guys, they don't have to hardly do anything, and they can get a whole bunch of women, even women that I can't get, that I necessarily do want. And and they don't like these guys. Another person that scholars don't like, or well-accomplished men, let's just say, let's just say not even well-accomplished. Let's just say scholars. Let's just say professors or PhDs. They don't like rich and wealthy guys or elite guys, because this is why they don't like them, because they actually already have the money. They have like the elite, meaning the 0.01 or the 0.001 men that have like $10 million plus, even multimillionaires, they don't necessarily, and then definitely they don't like the billionaires and the oligarchs and the plutocrats. It's because at the end of the day, even being a PhD holder and everything, they still got to go to work. They still have something left that they don't have, and that's wealth. They don't have no multi-million dollars in a bank account. They might have the six-figure job, but whatever they do, whether they work for a non-for-profit, NGMO, or whatever you call them, they work for a school where they're a professor or whatever, they still got to go to work. They still got to get their paycheck every 2 weeks. A multimillionaire can be cruising on a lot, taking pictures in San Tropez. He's got, a bunch of young women on his arm or whatever the hell he's got. He's got riches. He's got millions. He's got a mansion. He's got, cars and everything like that. Scholar, he just still got to go to work every day and deal with whatever his job has to entail, even though he's, well lectured, well studied, has dissertations, has a doctor by his title. You know what I'm saying? So that plays a role in it. Now, also another thing is, now the quote unquote outcasts or thugs or whatever, in the community, whether it be Chicago, New York, LA, Miami, wherever, right? They don't like the scholars or the guys with money or the guys that are established, because the way they look at it is they look at it back to like caveman days, hunter-gatherer days. Well, in those days, it was no laws. If you just whatever you had, if you had a bunch of bison meat in a cave, they just come with a club and club you up, and then they'll take your fucking meat, they'll take your bitch, and all of that, right? Well, because we live in modern society, they can't necessarily do that. They got to go to work, they got to compete, you know what I'm saying? They gotta do everything to get those riches. So the thing is that it's an acronym that I kind of put a spin on it. It's called POUR, passing over opportunities to rob people. That's something. That was a meme that I created on my Broke Geniuses channel recently. Check that out on Facebook. Let me play this out. But that was why I created this live stream. I wanted to discuss this, but let's play this further.
People never in this space compare themselves to other men of different cultures. Like the word lame always seems to be delegated for black men. You never really hear that white guy.
You got a background. But it sounds like you're saying you mean the men who criticize this space never compare themselves to men from other cultures? Because those are the ones that are calling people in the space lame, the critics of it. So when you say in this space, are you talking about the critics of it?
Well, just in general, like, you could say it to him, but in general, I hear that word tossed around a lot, but it's never to other races of men for the same things, the qualifications of it.
No,
yeah, they usually call them nerds. They usually call them nerds.
I gotta mute you up. Marty, I think you got YouTube still turned on. I don't know if you was trying to, maybe you adjusted your settings when you was trying to out mic OG and you adjusted your settings.
He can't do that. That's how.
No, he can out mic you. He can out mic
you want me to turn, mine is on 25 now. You want me to turn it up to 100?
Yeah,
mine's on 25 now. You want me to turn it up to 100?
OG got that original kicker amp, man. No, he on a different level, man.
All right. Here's the deal. I don't use the term alpha. I think a lot of people in the space.
Let me pause this again and put out another point. All right. So let's just look at let's just look at things from a perspective of another lexicon that I came up with is trench fighters. Okay, another term for broke people is trench fighters. Okay, then you got the freedom fighters, commanders and the chief commanders. Okay, so the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, this is for everyone, and I'm sure Marty, I'm sure Alonzo, I'm sure a lot, Iori, they know this to be true. It is so difficult in this modern world of capitalism to actually not be broke, meaning you have more liabilities than assets. Okay, that if you don't take it serious, if you don't take the steps, the basic steps, or even go beyond the basic steps to just on a basic level, put yourself on a plane to not be broke, you're going to be broke. Meaning, if you don't create a budget, if you're not like trying to get some advanced skill set, some type of networking, not paying attention to opportunities, like I said, passing over opportunities to rob people. If you're not financially educating yourself, researching, if you're just if you're just following the herd, just having a good time, enjoying yourself, eating, living your life, financial literacy content is boring to you, financial literacy books are boring to you, listening to an economist is boring to you. All of these things are going to most likely culminate to you being broke. Okay, it is just, that's the way society is. It has been like that before I was born, before everybody that's watching me most likely and in the chat, it's been like that. It's literally a fucking that's why they call it the Matrix to a certain extent, and that's also why the wealth distribution is so imbalanced. It literally is a situation where, okay, if I'll keep it all the way a stack with you. If you weren't born in an upper class, like, or a well-to-do family, like I'm saying, like if you weren't born with like a inheritance already, like basically set to you or entitled to you, meaning like your inheritance was going to be $10 million or more, most likely you're going to if just like the average person, where they, like in a black community, in case you didn't know, only about less than 70%, so about 30 to 40% of black people get an inheritance of a significant value. Of a significant value means anything over $40,000. Most black people, when they die, they don't have anything to inherit or to pass on. So unless you're like born with like, basically what I'm saying is like not even a silver spoon, a gold spoon, you're going to have to make your money the same way everybody else does, which is like, if you do make something of yourself, you're considered what is called self-made. Now, just on a basic level, like I said, if you don't just practice basic fundamentals of finance, and you don't, and I'm speaking for men primarily. I'm not speaking for women, because women have, I do believe women are born with at least $1 million in their culo. I do believe in this, and you know, I know I'm going all over the place with this, but no, I'm saying it's easy to be broke, is what I'm saying. It's literally designed. When I was born, I was fucking broke. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I had to get out of this shit, and it's like almost like a fucking trap, is what I want to say, for most people unless you came from a bunch of money, like of resources. So if you don't take shit serious, as most people don't, you just live your life and just cap. That's why you got a lot of people online that cap like they doing okay. When deep down inside, they crying because the lights do, the bills do, you know, baby mama do, everything do. Shark to do. I mean, like it's literally, man, it's like this situation as far as in this system. A lot of people don't remember how 2008 was. I remember 2008 like it was yesterday. It was a whole bunch of people that lost their jobs, lost their homes, had to move back with their mama. And I'm not talking about 20-year-olds. I'm talking about 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, and 50-year-olds that had to go live with their mother, had to go live with their grandma and shit like that. People try to forget shit to do by using drugs, alcohol, even, you know, fucking themselves away from reality. I still remember 2008. That's one of also the reasons I created this channel to create some type of channel for financial literacy, financial education, and as well as for my own purposes as well. You know, but I say all of this to say that that's why people don't like the whole broke topic. They hate it because it reminds them of their reality. Most people are broke, you know, and it hurts. But if you got two ways to deal with it, it's just no different than, you know, being a fat motherfucker. You can go try to get in the gym, work it out, or you can just continue being a fat motherfucker. And that's the whole idea of the whole broke concept. If you don't do anything about it, you're gonna still be broke. And you're not going to tell nobody, but when the conversation comes up, you're going to feel, you're going to feel some type of way when somebody call you broke. So that's a lot of where the contention comes from. Even with you, Marty, obviously my whole channel was called, you know, the Broke Genius. Like I get, you know, I get tons of problems, you know what I'm saying, because I choose not to cap, you know, and I was full honesty with my financial wherewithal on my channel from day one, you know, and I started this channel, you know, 7 years ago.
Stop the cap.
So the thing is that that's a problem where a lot of people don't want to talk about. Even women don't want to talk about it. But like I'm saying, primarily it's, you know, an issue with men because men don't get a fair shake in society. Men don't have a pussy that they can whip out and get free meals, drinks, housing, you know, all of the aspects that they can get. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that you know, that's why I say I speak primarily from a vantage point that I'm speaking to men, you know, primarily black men, because black men also don't have a white privilege card to whip out and get, you know, preferences on loans, you know, credit accounts and so on and so forth. So and even to just be left alone, plain left alone, you know. So yeah, that's a point of contention. But let me continue to play this on.
The user, the people who are in like the dating coach adjacent end or wing of the space. But the term that alpha male stuff, I don't use it. I don't play around with that. I mean, so as far as defining it, I don't even know how.
That is true. The alpha, the dating coach, like dating consultant, you know, kind of sector or whatever, or YouTube. I dropped the link in case anybody want to come up and talk. That's where a lot of that. You got people with whole channels, alpha. You know, It's even a guy called, I think, Beta. It's even Beta channels. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that is a lot of, as far as where guys talk about. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. I talk about it from the strength that, yeah, I do have a lot of insight that I can help a lot of men out with, as far as even women. I've helped women out as far as like when Kevin Samuels was popping. I created a SMV calculator for women. And quite a few women bought my SMV calculator on my website. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, you know, it is something that I can't help. I do have a perspective of how to screen women and stuff like that. But I'm not a dating coach. I don't consider myself a dating coach. Am I somebody like an older brother that can help you get women better, court women better? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Did I file for my passport? I sure did. I sure did file for my passport again for the second time. Hopefully, you know, the US government ain't gonna hate on me and I can actually get that thing. But yeah, what's going on, Alonzo, man? What's up? What happened?
What it do, bro? I actually came up because yesterday you had given me that link for them Pumas, and I hopped off too fast and I ain't clicked the link, so I got to get back to them Ben's Pumas. Cause
Yeah. That's let me get that to you right away, man.
or text it to me if you can, so
Oh,
I
okay,
don't lose a little bit. Yeah,
yeah.
come
I'll
on, pick me up a pair of those.
yeah, man. You should probably, if business is good, man, you should probably get the white pair and the black pair.
I probably will.
Yeah.
This month business is good enough. I don't even have to worry about it.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I put it to you this way: the last 2 months, I made people's annual salary.
Now, have you ever had that, or this something? This a new plateau?
As far as the time frame, it's a new plateau.
Uh,
Right. I've made like the largest commission I made before during real estate was 20,000. So this is above that. One was basically 30,000 and the other was basically another 20,000.
yeah,
So you know, in the last 2 months I made a nigga's annual income. Uh,
yeah. See,
so
it's stuff like that, man. That'll have dudes hating, man. If they, I mean, like you don't necessarily, you don't show, you're not showing what you do, but like, uh, it's cats that show what they do and whatnot, and dudes be hating on that, man.
oh yeah.
They they be hating hard, man. And it's like instead of hating, you got tons of content on your channel. You got content on your channel to from how to get a good insurance rate to how to start getting into insurance. So it's not like you just coming on and you just bragging. You know, you actually are you driving or something? You got like some
No, I'm in the ER. My fault. Hold on.
oh oh damn. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I got chronic conditions, so it's nothing that can really be done. It's something called cyclical vomiting syndrome. So it could be too hot one day, and I got to go to the hospital.
Oh, okay. Hey man, check out something. It's called MMS, man. Um,
Oh, I'm
I do.
checking out some of them owlsherbs.com because there's the worm cleanse that I need that will knock this cyclical vomiting syndrome out because I know there's a worm in my pancreas because I have pancreatitis.
Oh, okay. All right. So before you even get to that point, you could this what you do. Get some pumpkin seeds, get some vinegar and some garlic, and Get some turmeric too. All right, get a blender, blend it all up to like a puree, to like liquid, and with some water, glass of water, take shots like 2 or 3 times daily. Um, and then you know what I'm saying, yeah, definitely support me if you can, and support yourself. Your health is definitely a wealth. I mean, let me not get lost in the sauce. Your health is definitely a wealth as well. Steve Jobs, man, when he died, that shit kind of like, man, it messed me up, because it's like, man, this dude, that I actually didn't really like Bill Gates. I actually like Steve Jobs, but I'm not an Apple dude. I'm primarily a Windows dude, but on a PC side of things, or as far as computer world, I'm more in line related to Steve Jobs, because Steve Jobs was kind of more of like, I would consider him.
Steve Jobs was more human. Bill Gates is a fucking lizard person.
Yeah, Steve Jobs was kind of like, he was more of a kind of like an alpha. He had more of an alpha frame than Bill. And he didn't like taking no stuff either. So the thing is that when he died, it's like he died with like, I think like $10 billion net worth or something like that. So it's like,
And he would have gave it all up
right,
for another day.
Yeah, for another day, he would have definitely gave it all up. But maybe not, because he had a daughter. It's also, he wanted to probably pass on a legacy. What's one day? Is one day worth 10 billion? I ain't ready for that discussion yet. It's a philosophy.
Shit, if it's me seeing another day versus not,
10 billion,
I'm gonna give it all up
for one day,
but
for 24
I
hours.
mean,
You on some. If you got 24 hours to live, choose one. What would you do? What would you? Who would you screw? Who would you notify if your ass about to die? Man, that was a banger, man. In high school.
Yo, I use that all the time when selling life insurance. If you got 24 hours to live, just think, what would you do? Where would you go? Who would you screw? And who would you want to notify? Or would your ass deny that your ass about to die?
Right. Man, that's a banger right there. But yeah, man, yeah, that's some deep shit there right there. But I mean, the thing is that yeah, your health is definitely, man. Check that out, man. Yeah, I got some liquid, I mean some detox that can help, and it's got all of that stuff that I just mentioned, plus more. Plus it's got black seed in it. You probably want to, I would say my detox would help you, and also my rejuvenation package. My rejuvenation package would help you as well, because it has quite a bit of my herbs all in one. So yeah, let me drop a link for my herbs here, in case anybody else wants to get some. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like that's really, I'll be honest, I was thinking about that today when I was putting my cars in the garage. That's one of the reasons why I was able to be as successful as I am. I was actually healthy enough to be able to make the gains that I made. If I wasn't healthy enough, I wouldn't have made the gains that I made, even if it's small gains. I still value it, because it's all about momentum. One of the things I learned is momentum is not, I mean, if you can work, and get a retirement and stuff like that, that's good. But if you don't have any retirement coming, anything like that, momentum is your girlfriend, it's your lover, it's your wife. Momentum is everything, because that's how you get it. You start off small and you scale up. That's I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was sick, man.
Big
If I fucked around, flipped out or some shit, I'd have lost everything like I did in 2018. I was off the scene for about a year. Because I got into some trouble and shit, and what I'm saying, got fucked up in the game. and then I closed my channel out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But anyway, yeah, your health, man, definitely, man, it's like top tier. That's like one of my top priorities right there, man. My health, I value my health, man. Definitely a natural herbs guy, natural
Oh
healing
yeah.
practitioner. You know what I'm saying? I don't really talk. I don't really toot my horn. I
Nah,
need to.
you need to, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you something that you did a video that was 9 years old that I don't
Mhm.
even know if you knew was around, and this was a while ago. And you was like, "Yo, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and water. Drink it. You're gonna have your movements, whatever." Well, I did, and I definitely saw a parasite, bro. So I
Ooh,
know it works.
wow, damn, that's wild, Joe. Cause I don't think, yeah, I seen some parasites before. Yeah, I seen some. Um, I ain't seen like no roundworms or nothing like that. But I seen some stuff. Yeah. Um, also nuts. A lot of time, okay, this is some funny shit right here, right? So black women, they love mixed nuts, right? they, love, they love mixed nuts. They go cuckoo for Cocoa Pops for mixed nuts, right? But mixed nuts actually is very, very very good for your diet. Cashews, walnuts, pecans, peanuts, Brazilian nuts. You can even like, man, I made some with some pumpkin seeds, man, and I've been living off them jokers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the forest, I made some trail mix and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit, man, is very, very beneficial, man, for your health, and it helps. Walnuts help you clear out parasites as well. Um, so my detox, it has that. It has walnuts in it. Um, walnut husk. Um, it has uh, apple cider vinegar powder. Um, you know what I'm saying? So all of these things so it can clear you out. Now it's best to take the detox when you're not eating. Like have you just kind of do a fast for like 24 hours. It's most effective when you do that. But yeah, man, I've healed myself of quite a few ailments. Just the natural pathy way, just all natural. You know, different the things that I know. One of the things I know is MMS, and some people say it's bleach, but it's not necessarily bleach. It cures you of quite a few things. It's like, oh man, it's amazing. I mean, and then you got also you got hemp oil. Hemp oil is legal. Um, it's very, very good. It's like a super food or a super mineral. Helps your brain function, brain cognitivity, and also your stomach. Your stomach, you got a stomach bug or something like that. Hemp oil, or it's called CBD oil, but it's really hemp oil. It's very, very good for stomach bugs. It's so beneficial and it's so great that women that are pregnant can take it. Like one of my homies who went to high school with, used to play ball with, he his wife was pregnant and she's having some stomach issues. Man, I whipped him up some hemp oil, some CBD oil. Because mine I use lemon in it. I put lemon in it and it's all natural, and it's because hemp oil doesn't taste that well. It's kind of disgusting. So I make it to where it's like it tastes like lemon. So very, very good. Don't sell it on my site, but if you reach out to me, I'll send you that. It's totally legal. It's just credit card processors don't like to sell products that have anything to do with cannabis, because hemp is part of the cannabis family, cannabis sativa. So they don't really like to, be bothered with that, right? So I've had some issues with taking credit cards on my website with that. So just kind of deal with that, kind of like by request type of thing. So yeah, man, I'm a beast, man, on the natural herbs, uh, natural healing side. I need to do more live streams on that. You know what I'm saying? I got a separate channel for my Owls Herbs. Need to do more content on there. But yeah, as far as the topics at hand, alpha versus beta, there is a male hierarchy. There is a hierarchy amongst men. Um,
I actually like the way that you broke down like the alpha, the beta, and then the beta master and the alpha master,
yeah,
right? There are not a lot of alpha masters out there,
no,
but there are a lot of alphas. And see, now my only thing is when you look at the definition that you have between the alpha and the beta,
mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people who in the hood you would consider alpha, but in reality they're beta, right? They
Yeah,
may even be the leader of whatever, whatever. But
yeah,
if it came down to it where they had to deal with somebody with real presence,
yeah,
right? Or
yeah,
someone with real command, it'd either be they butt heads or they'd end up kowtowing. Like I'll give you an example. I have people that I know that this dude was a quote unquote alpha his whole life. But and I used to quote unquote beta to him. But if you were to talk to us now, I'd be like, bro, you're not even like where I am with things, right? You might have a little swaggy P and maybe be able to get over with the dudes who don't understand. Like you might be able to get over on all the Omegas because they don't know no better, or on the Thetas, or on the Thought Pockets. But
yeah.
like people at a certain level ain't falling for. I'll give it to you like this. Here's what made me understand. I spoke to the dude. The dude was talking about taking 20,000 liquid, going to the bank and obtaining a loan. And I was like, why would you do that? Then you'd only have 20,000 and you'd have $5,000 of liabilities. Well, no, the idea is you go to three banks and get the 20,000 off of all three of them, and then you have 60,000 liquid. I said, no, you'd have 75,000 of obligations. You have
Mm-hmm.
75,000 of liabilities because
Yeah,
each one of those 20,000 is going to be a minimum of $5,000 payback,
right.
right? So I
Yeah,
said, no, you wouldn't have 60,000 liquid. You'd have 75,000 of liabilities.
yeah,
Completely didn't understand it. Completely was like, nah, you saying anything? My banker told me this. I said, your accountant or your banker? The guy at the bank, the accountant. No, the guy at the bank gets paid for selling your dumbass shit.
yeah. Yeah, the one of the things that separates and Alan Roger Curry talks about this too. One of the things that separates the beta from the alpha is financial mastery. Financial mastery is a step above. I'm gonna mute you a little bit
Oh, my
till
fault. I mean,
I got you. Um, financial mastery is what separates a lot of what you're talking about. So, like you got the dudes that's rah in the hood, like you say, right? Or wherever their locality is, but then they they have to get up in the morning and then go work for a company where it's a bunch of dudes that look like the guys from what's that show that they were like Lord, just say 2.5 Men. They have to go work for guys that look like 2.5 Men, and it's like, okay, these guys obviously they probably couldn't really survive in the hood like that, or they wouldn't even be called dead in the hood because they kind of just look like just regular preppy white dudes. Um, but they got the leverage and the momentum from running the company, getting funding or whatever the case may be to get their company off the ground. Um, or they inherited the company from their dad, whatever the case may be, they have this multi-million-dollar company that they themselves they got to get up, put their boots on, and go to work, to basically be the janitor. I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm hard in the hood though. I'm knocking niggas out. I'm undefeated. I only lost about 5 fights in 20 years. I got a baby mama in each project building, and I got about my body count is about 400, and I did about 50 chicks in one summer. I get a lot of women, but I get a little bit of money, and then occasionally, a lot of times, this goes down this wormhole, right? This where it goes into robbing, okay? Because a lot of these guys, they be like, fuck these motherfucking lame ass, goofy mods. It's cats right now that's on a robbing spree or burglary spree because they do understand, okay, these guys, they got all of this money. They obviously got the credit to live in nice houses and have a nice lifestyle. And they, have a lot of, financial wealth, right? So they just start robbing these people. But then they get caught, then they got to go around to other people, and then they get booked for 5 to 10 or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? They down for a while, and whatever happens with their children, the baby mama, or whatever, that's what happens.
One more thing though,
Yeah.
that I might add with the 2.5 Men guys. See, I think one thing that we fail to realize, and this is where part of that separation between alpha and beta comes too, because the quote unquote the guy who's the janitor, who I only got 5 losses in 20 years, I'm knocking niggas out, I got baby mamas and they can't really make decisions. And what do I mean by that? Their decision is, oh, I'm gonna hit you real fast, and I'm gonna get loud and get up in your face, right?
Yeah.
But then, like you said, what happens when Ty Rufus runs up against Andrew Tate, who ain't gonna get caught dead in the hood because he don't really want to be there. He's got everything else, and he can actually kick your ass, right?
Yeah.
But even worse, these 2.5 Men guys, they make some really, really, really ruthless decisions on a day-to-day basis. And I'm talking about the fact that homeboy Tyrone ain't gonna be able to even come back to be a janitor and not make enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's robbing people. Okay, we're going to put him in a position where he doesn't work for this company and he can't go get hired anywhere else. So
Yep.
now he has no choice but to knock people over.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
and we have goons.
This
So
shit. This shit. This system, if you really think about it, it's at first it's probably gonna be scary to you, the way shit's set up. Because it's set up currently where if you get a felony, I got one actually. I got a felony. Yeah, but if I'm very crafty, I'm very intelligent, and I know how to maneuver to a certain extent. It's a struggle with that. But most people don't know how to maneuver the way I do. And it's very few guys that it's probably less than more that after they get a felony, they're able to really make it in society. Some do. It's a way you can do certain things, but the thing is that you're right. Once you get that scarlet letter, you can forget about working in a lot of different industries, getting any licenses. So it's kind of like, all right, well, we gonna let you out, but now it's gonna be even worse for you. So now let's see what you got. But that's like red tape. I did I did a video about 3-4 years ago. It's called a red tape that I talked about that. But the thing is that yeah, like I said, I'll say this again. If you don't take this serious, you don't take this like I know it's like it to be it's a lot of times I be downtown Chicago, I'll be laughing. You know, I'm 42 years old. God willing, I'll be 43 in September. I'll be laughing because I understand the game, but it's still funny to me. But I do still also take it serious. You got a lot of people like Tyrone that don't take. Not only do they not take it serious, that's delusion. Because it's like, yeah, you hard in the hood, but as soon as you step in your car and you drive, to wherever your job is, you know where your standing is, and your standing is mopping that floor and cleaning that shit stain off that toilet.
But peep this one too. You hard in your hood,
Yeah,
right? Because as
yeah,
soon as you hop in your car and you go across town,
yeah.
you got ops over there. I'll give you an example, right? My father, my biological father, is a perfect example of one of these waste of space ass niggas, right? My father is 57 years old, or probably older than that now. He's probably 60 because I'm about 40. Well, he was 17 when I was born. So yeah, he's 57 years old, right? He's fresh off papers because he's always trying to shoot somebody because he was trying to run the streets and toting guns and all this. He ain't got a lick of a retirement account. Me nor my brother don't really respect him as a man because he ain't leaving us nothing. He's never given us anything. He's been more in my brother's life than he has mine, and my brother don't respect him a lick, right? But he's 57
Mm-hmm.
years old. You know what he does for a living? He works at a fucking Circle K.
Sir, our gas station.
Yeah, nigga, you
Oh,
60 damn fucking years old with
mm-hmm.
2 sons and a grandson. How dare you talk to me about getting shit together and you work at Circle K? And you want to tell me about some old manhood and I'm setting things up. You should be out here. Nah, bro. You almost 60 years old. You don't have a lick of retirement, but you a real. Yeah, you
Yeah, I
about to
mean,
be real broke.
it comes a time that, yeah, I mean, even it goes there where your own mother or your own father, you're more financially successful than they are, and you don't necessarily shit on them, but they should respect the fact that you are financially successful, though. If they don't respect the fact that you financially successful, then in the nicest way possible, you do have to spare them no expense by reminding them that yeah, you did do the right things, you did make the right moves, even if you fucked up, you got back up and you made changes and modifications. Um, yeah, you do got to remind people. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's your own goddamn mom and daddy, yep, it goes that way. It goes there because see, I mean, this situation, this system, as such, it is a joke. It is very very fun, and it's so it because of what people are doing now. So many dysfunctions and stuff like that. Um, it's very comical, somewhat entertaining to a certain extent, but I don't like the fact that the whole rainbow gang, the influence they're trying to do in the schools and the kids and shit. That shit's not funny. I mean, it's probably funny if you don't have kids, but it's probably most likely driving the price of private schools up because um, I definitely would want my children to be in private school. I ain't gonna necessarily say that I have the means or the money to put them there or the final say so because I'm not with my ex-wife anymore, and I deal with a lot of the stuff with my ex-wife that a lot of people complain about in the manosphere or whatever. But the thing is that yeah, if you don't take this serious, you don't take this this capitalist society serious, or and take the proper steps, like I said before, again, just basic fundamentals as well as like discipline, you will get eaten alive. And that's in the Midwest where you live, bro, and where Marty's from, and the New York and shit like that. I mean, you talking about cannibalism, probably. Like, I mean, like people are absolutely probably eating each other. Like, I mean, the West Coast,
Bro, $150,000 a year in New York is poverty.
Yeah, you got probably people. That shit probably blow my mind. I'm trying to go to New York. I gotta like set up some shit to where I can go travel and just what I'm saying, set something up so I can just go see how it is and whatnot. But the thing, even California, even LA, you know that's why you got a lot of cats, man, doing all kind of shit. You got Tariq Nasheed that went from like being on a diet of cookies and milk to survive to basically stealing ideas from an actual Mac and coming up with a book and making money off of that. To now, what he changed that to being a race dude and trying to separate Africans from African Americans, calling Africans that was born in America tethers and shit like that, and trying to make money, because basically it's hard. It's very difficult to make money in California. Like, to pay that rent, pay that mortgage, you got to be very creative. And if that's coming up with all kind of stuff to gun GoFundMe's and all kind of shit to make a living, that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like in the Midwest, I can kind of chill because I ain't necessarily got to do all that goofy shit. Because I mean, you can get a house that's move-in ready for $8. It's a house down the street from me on the corner that's $80,000. It's literally move-in ready. All you gotta do is turn the key, put your boxes up, turn the water on, the lights on, everything. Furnace, water heater. So it's like, what I'm saying, you don't got to do all that type of goofy shit, because it's not, you ain't got no $2,500 rent. It's getting up there though. It's getting up there. Don't get me wrong. Like that rent shit, in the hood in Chicago now, it's about $1,200 to $1,500 for a 2 or 3 bedroom. I'm talking about in the hood, where the GDs, goddamn it, getting into it with the BDs and they shooting and shit. Like, I mean,
Damn, that's still a good price, bro. I'll put it to you like this. In 2015, right, I was living in Brooklyn in my wife's aunt's house in a basement apartment that's basically a studio, right? We was getting a family discount. He was paying $1,500 a month.
damn, man, $1,500. You ain't.
And that was a living room, a bedroom, a kitchen, and a bathroom. No closet.
Okay. Let's go back to what Marty was talking about. I'm gonna play this again. With the whole dudes, and shit like that, cleaning up the community. So I say this again. A lot of the black women that live in the hood, the reason why Keisha lives in the hood is because Keisha lives wherever she likes the attention. Keisha likes the attention from Pookies and Ray Rays. That's where she lives. Even if Keisha could afford, because Keisha will pay that $1,500 to live around the GDs and the BDs shooting each other like rats and roaches. The reason why is because those are the guys she likes. Those are the guys she's having sex with, she's making babies with, or want to make babies with. Those are her baby daddies, and that's who she lives around. So she'll pay that, and then also even risk her own children getting shot up. A lot of them are delusional to that sense that they only, that's only what their concern is that the dudes they like make their pussy feel real good and come great, and that's who they like to live around, even though they can go live in the suburbs, minimal to low crime, for the same amount, maybe a little bit more, maybe even less. But they live where they live because they live around who they're fucking. Like I'm man, at 42, you can't tell you can't tell me much, man. I ain't even got to do a dissertation on this shit. But the reason why I say that's why they have all of these children in the hood being single moms, and the community's running amok. And yeah, they need cleanup because Pookie is destroying the community. He ain't building the community. So they need somebody, what I'm saying, like myself, to come clean the community up. And it's like, what I'm saying, nah, I ain't cleaning your shit up. I'll buy that house though off your ass for about what? I give you $5,000 for it. You know what I'm saying? And then, what I'm saying, like everybody else, come in, the Mexicans come in, they'll give you a couple grand for your house, and then sell it. That's what happens. This boom and bust cycles, these boom and bust cycles and shit. But
well, yeah, I'm gonna let you keep going. I'm gonna watch from the clouds. I gotta hop off and go deal with this doctor shit, bro.
okay, all right, man.
Yeah. Don't forget to shoot me that text though for them Pumas.
Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding me, man.
No doubt.
All right, I got you. So yeah, that's what was talked about. You know what I'm saying? The community cleanup project is needed because basically a lot of why the hood is the hood. It's a single mother project that is no men hardly whatsoever in the house. Little Pookie he goes unchecked because we all know we could go back to what the movie South Central, to where dude got out of prison and he had to check his Pookie son and put his Pookie son in check because he was in prison, and whatnot. And it's like basically, it's very few men, even though it's some men like that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man, this shit crazy, dude. I be seeing some crazy shit in Gary, Indiana. I was coming off the train today, and this older dude, like, what I'm saying, kind of on the Pookie side of the game. He was in a wheelchair. He had one leg, and his kids were absolutely Bebe's kids. And he's screaming at them in the train station, "Stop! What the fuck wrong?" He's screaming at him, but he there with his lady's quiet, and he's screaming, "Stop! Now, one leg in a wheelchair, pushing a wheelchair. What if he ain't there screaming? Screaming his lungs out, probably risking a heart attack, trying to keep these kids in check. He's not there. The mom's just quiet. Then they're just doing whatever they want to. And then you get, a situation where kid gets shot early, 15, 16 years old. And then it's just some clip of a mama crying, and it's like, that goes on. That goes down. We all know the stats of fatherless homes and whatnot. And the thing is that, you got cats like Umar Johnson talking about we need a cleanup project, and cats ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what they want to sign up for. You know what I'm saying? So let me continue to play this video. This is pretty good content here. We're gonna continue this on.
I don't even know the right way to define it, because we've had this debate before, and there's a lot of ways to look at it. Like if somebody, are we only put it like this? Are we only talking about men that women find sexually attractive and will have sex with minimal or no investment from that man? That's how a lot of people. That's how a lot of people define alpha, and
that's again, it ain't a it's not necessarily a alpha beta thing. You got thirsty alpha males, for example, Tyrese. You know, it does a lot of stuff that, you know, people question or whatever. You got alpha guys that will go after leftover women or whatever, with kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just beta. You know, you got some alpha simps out here. I think I got to do a video on alpha simps. I think that's on my to-do list of videos. I ain't really been making a lot of video contents because I'm in a severe renovation project. So I think that's in one of my topics. I might have already done it. I don't know. But yeah, you got some alpha simps out here. Look at Zion Williams. Okay, you got Zion Williamson. He basically he's an alpha simp. You got a lot of alpha simps out here. You know, it's actually being more common than normal because I think it's because guys they're just, I don't know, they're just kind of staying put, and it's only so many women, and you know, if you're not exploring your options and stuff like that, you just probably dealing with somebody else's woman. You're dealing with some at this point. If you're like 40 years old, you're dealing with women that are the same age as you or even in their 30s, you're dealing with somebody's leftovers. I mean, most likely they do have children. I mean, it is what it is, you know. It's not just beta. It's not like it's just a bunch of beta males that are just dealing with leftover women. You got dudes that will probably more or less be considered alpha, doing the same thing, you know. So yeah.
So, but one could argue in a modern westernized society, that guy, yeah, you could call him an alpha. You also can call him a homosexual, ain't shit nigga as well. So, you know, it's
Bernard.
So that's why I don't even play around with alpha.
A quick answer.
Go ahead.
A quick answer as far as the physical part. You say the wrong thing to the wrong person in public, and he don't say anything back to you, and he kick your ass. You best believe you dealing with an alpha.
There's a lot. There's a lot of.
I'm not to say that's the one side of physical. That's the one side of the physical.
So he talking about the dude in the hood that he want to whoop everybody's ass in the hood, but he's scared to ask his boss for a raise for being a janitor, and you know what I'm saying, basically cleaning up bathrooms all day. You know what I'm saying? He don't necessarily he ain't gonna beat up his boss and tell him, you better give me a raise, you bitch. You know, he just gonna, you know, hope that he can get a raise, you know, by showing up to work. You know, so yeah, that's who he's talking about.
Wait, time out. Now, what he's talking about is the type of alpha amongst men, and that's not sexual pre-selection or nothing like that from women. So, you know, but we're talking about men in terms of their physicality. Who's the
that's
alpha?
A part of it, but no.
I'm not going to deny that is a part of it, but there's also a part of it when it comes to leadership. You know, the quarterback on the football team, chances are he can't kick the ass of the defensive end, but he's still the leader of that team. He's still the leader of men. So it's a lot of that the term alpha is it's so muddied in this modern westernized industrialized time with all of these moving parts. It's a lot of
again, you know, I don't really get a lot of views, a lot of credit, but I have the solution for this problem. I've already created this solution. My lexicon, you know, beta master, alpha master explains. Let me take this banner off for a second. Explains why you have different divisions. The like I say, the dude that's in the hood that'll just still on you for winking at his chick, or you know, looking at you, just looking at you sideways. He goes in another neighborhood. He goes to work. He's, you know, totally he's one of the best janitors for the company. You know, he's one of the best warehouse workers for the company. Not gonna say nothing. He's not gonna steal on anybody. He's gonna stomach a lot of things because he's got child support obligations, because he's been good. The women has been good to him. Yeah, he's got bills. He's got rent to pay. You know, it's a lot of obligations that he has to make. He's gonna stomach things at work, dealing with, you know, his white bosses and supervisors. But when he go in the hood, it's on sight for anybody stepping to him wrong. You know, anybody that's you know, looks just like he does, it's on site. You know, but at work, it's off site. He works for the higher level beta males, which is beta masters. Okay, these guys don't necessarily have the physical prowess to knock anybody out. Only thing they could do, which is very powerful, is, you know, like Alonzo said earlier, give people pink slips. Okay, they lose their job, lose their livelihoods. You know, a lot of people don't understand. They don't see the end result of unemployment. They just, you know, some of those people that get unemployed, they're not able to get no job again, or it might be a long time before they can get a job, you know, and they might not want to do something else. So some people that lose their job, they get evicted, they go into foreclosure, their car gets repossessed. It's a lot of stuff that goes with that whole losing a job thing. That's a powerful. I'll tell you this. Ask yourself this. What's more powerful? Somebody that could steal on you, or somebody that can cause you to lose your livelihood, cause you to lose your, you know, $28 an hour, $25 an hour job, full-time job that you use to pay for your children's daycare, private school, pay for you know, your half of the rent with your baby mama, or even if you were married. What would you rather do? Lose your job or get stole off on? I mean, what's more powerful? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that this explains it. You know what I'm saying? This concept. You know, and you know what I'm saying? That's why I created this, because, you know, a lot of other people can't explain it, you know, but I can. So let me share that again, because I unshared it by accident, hit the wrong button. All right, so let's play this some more.
Of something.
Hey, can we say that we can't self-report, though, that we're quote unquote, that has to be like given
Exactly.
like by somebody else outside of our
Most certainly.
Alpha doesn't have to say he's alpha. That's why I like that. I don't use that. I don't use that term. When anybody always talking about the alpha,
Hey,
alpha.
can I finish my thought though? Is that cool?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Marty. You still got that background echo. I think the YouTube term.
He got that background because his mic is too loud.
Can I finish my thought though? I just want to finish my thought. Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Because what I see is like a lot of saying that I'm an alpha, but when you actually calculate it in terms of real world results, it's like almost like being king of the slums. Like I'm the king of this dirt pile of shit. But look at me, I'm tall and I'm alpha. I get local quiches. But when you really contrast that with, of the world and what, real parameters by other people who are actually building things and being industrious, working together.
It's the same thing that this is not even United States related. It's the same thing. You could go to the favelas in Brazil. You got hard dudes that's knocking dudes out, shooting dudes, taking dudes, broads, all of that. But they outside of the favelas, they're just a hood dude or thug or whatever. And it's like, yeah, in the hood, you got all of this power, but this is what the discussion I had with one of my homies that I grew up with in the suburbs. We used to talk, and we both agreed upon like hood dudes, right? A dude in the ghetto, right? He look at a suburban dude, right? Like he's a lame. Or people that live in the suburbs is a bunch of square lames with spoons, spoon fed or whatever. And it's like, here's the thing, and I've said this before on my channel, I'll say it again. If you have a hood, right, a ghetto, and let's say you getting some subsidies, you get Section 8, your bill is like you getting a Section 8 voucher for like $1,200. You gotta pay $300 cash out of that to cover the difference between your rent. Well, somebody in the suburbs, they gotta pay a mortgage for $1,500. They gotta pay lights, they gotta pay gas, they gotta pay taxes, and they gotta pay groceries out of pocket. They gotta pay for clothes. All of the expenses when it comes to like an average household. What's more tougher, to live in the hood or to pay bills to live in some suburbs in comfort and pay a higher premium of taxes because you got to pay for police, law enforcement, fire, got to pay for the school system, that's hard, bro. That's hard to pay that, ticket for that mortgage. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people folded trying to pay that mortgage to live in the suburbs because it's very, very difficult financially. That's why most people don't move to the suburbs or live in the suburbs like that. You do have an influx of people that move from the suburbs, but a lot of times they find out, this isn't so. It's not that these guys are lame. This shit is hard. My tax bill went up. I went from paying $900 a month to damn $1,800 because my property value taxes went up, and they want more taxes now. And then I got a water bill and a gas bill and an electrical bill and a sewage bill. And it's like all of these things I got to pay by myself as well because I don't have a man. They like, oh, shit, damn, this is hard, So it's like, now, if you live in the hood, I will say, you do have to deal with you have to deal with an element of anytime there's an imminent danger of violent crime that you're surrounded in or whatever, that is rough as well. But financially, it's very, very difficult to make money. It's some people might say it's easy. It might even be easy to some people, but you got to understand, most people go to work in the morning, and there's a reason why they go to work in the morning. And people be capping on the internet, they be capping. You know, they be talking about they got it, but they really don't. You know what I'm saying? So
You don't really see that. So I'm just asking like just a basic question, like what are we defining this as? Because I see a lot of strong losers that live in shit, just to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, getting women that don't equate to anything when compared to that of different patriarchies. And I could have sworn that's what everybody's on, right? We're not like willingly going into a matriarchy, right? So if that is the case, then being physical is not really the barometer. I'm not going to say it doesn't count for anything, because yeah, you want to be tall, strong, and being able to defend yourself. Obviously, be in a gym, get your thing together. But I think
I have to admit that mostly the black community is primarily a matriarchal system, and there's tons of people that explain this, from BGS to even Edward Anderson to Sergeant Willie Pete. All kind of people broke this down. But if you just want to base it off of the fact that who has the primary influence on the black community, who has the voices, who has a lot of the power as far as the children. Well, the black woman has the power in an influence primarily. Now, there are enclaves, or there are people that have control and have, family meetings with their family, and they're, the man of the house. Is there men that have, a polygamous marriage or whatever, polygamous situations? There's men that run their house. Yeah. But for every one or two of those guys, there's like 100 women that are single moms, that they do things like tell a baby daddy, they can't see their kids. They tell their ex-husband they can't see their kids, give their husband a whole bunch of hard times, using their children as pawns, to get back at their ex-husband, baby daddy, and all that shit. So yeah, the black community is definitely a matriarchy. And the fact that it's, a lot of people that don't really have a lot of money, that makes it even harder. So then you have a situation also where you got men that actually, and that's what this live stream is about. What Bernard did was this amazing Lucas guy. So to me, he kind of looks like somebody that might be mentally ill, like have some a history of mental illness. That's the first obvious thing that I saw, as far as from what I, from looking at his content that was played on Bernard's Riley show. Definitely, I would have to say, in my experience as being someone that went to college to be a social worker, and I've took quite a few psychological, psychology courses and whatnot, and just even life experience, I can tell you, definitely this guy, he kind of strikes me as someone that might be possibly bipolar, because yeah, he was like all over the place and stuff he was saying, and just definitely strikes me someone is possibly has a bipolar diagnosis, possibly on medication or took in medication before. It's just my observation. Outside of that, he looks like someone also that is trying to kind of go into the lane of being a panderer of women to get some type of money in compensation, like various different men that are that do that content to pander to women to get money from them, because black women do have quite a bit of money, and they will spend it on guys that support their delusion and their talking points that they agree with. So you have guys that do that. They various different guys that make a living off of basically catering towards women's talking points that support their feminist agenda and rhetoric, as well as keep their actual matriarchal position intact. You know what I'm saying? So it that's what it seems like as far as what lane he's trying to get into or whatever. They say he's been in different types of lanes, such as the MAGA thing, and all kind of other different lanes. So I don't know. That was just my observation of the guy that they were actually discussing. But yeah, the black community is a matriarchy for the most part. And is another thing that a lot of people, they were kind of talking about with the whole, it's more births as far as black women is concerned than there are of black men and any other women. Well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. One of my contents that I did as far as on slavery in America and blacks that had slaves in America, well, I already mentioned slavery as far as the dude in the field, being how is he an alpha and everything like that. Well, black women they historically came over here to be basically incubators, you know what I'm saying, for white men, and also to birth more slaves to work in the plantations. So I mean, unfortunately, that is the history. And white people are very, very intelligent. They're kind of crazy to a certain extent, but kind of crazy as well as smart to a certain extent, to where they can carry on certain narratives in certain cultural aspects. If goes unchecked, it can carry on. Shout out to Dr. Shahrazad Ali. She has the book Are You a Slave? And actually that book it goes into actually a questionnaire as far as, are you still a slave? Because slavery was only 1865. So you got 1965, that's 100 years. 1965 was only about 15 years before I was born. I'm 42. So there you go. Like, slavery, technically, it was a long time ago, but not that long ago. So you got people that still do the same kind of like aspects of what they were brought over here to do originally, and they haven't gone unchecked because they have the same slave mindset. That's why women, they go and try to change religions, or they go join the NOI, MGT, because they're trying to change that dichotomy. They're trying to change their culture. They're trying to, switch it up. And not a lot of women do that. They just, a lot of people continue on old historical norms. Okay. So when you have the birth of the nation, well, the black woman is the birth of the nation. She birthed the nation. She literally, they used her womb to birth this country. I mean, so that's what she was brought over here to do. And they're still doing that. Maybe subconsciously or even consciously. You know what I'm saying? The world of psychology is very, very in depth. It's very deep. You can even go beyond psychology and kind of go to old old kind of like family curses or generational curses and stuff like that. Because if you don't check those things, you can just continue on something that's been probably going on for over 100, 200, 300, 400 years. But I don't necessarily have any problems with a woman that she wants to have a bunch of children. You know, if it's successful and fruitful, and she's a good mother, and they have an agreement with the father, you know what I'm saying? I don't got no problems with that. A lot of people have problems with what is it? Nick Cannon, even Future or whatever. I don't necessarily have any problems with that. The reason why is because those men are millionaires, multimillionaires. I was a teacher. I was a computer teacher. I had about anywhere between 20 to 30 kids in a classroom. Well, I look at it like if I have 20 to 30 kids by other that are from other people, and I'm able to, you know, teach them a lesson or, you know, some type of computer instruction, well, shit, I can have, you know, 30 kids of my own. I mean, this is a concept that probably is strange to most Western people because it's just a little different in the West than it is in the East. You know, Arab sheiks and princes and kings and shit like that, they have harems. They have let's just say tons of wives and tons of children. Okay, um, that that's part of how I was raised. Like that was the kind of like, you know, thing that I was raised in. Okay, I wasn't necessarily raised in a Christian household. Now my mom's side is Christian, but my dad's side is more you know, Islamic. Okay, so um, I know the whole Christian thing is you know, you have your one wife and then you be happy. But even in the Bible, it does not say anything like that. The Bible, if you read it, I have the Bible, I've read it, and I continue to read it to this day. It's different passages in it that supports having more than one wife. Okay, it also talks about a lot of different things. So I'll just say this: the whole one wife monogamous concept comes from the Roman Catholic Church. Some people, I was told, said the reason why they did that is because they didn't want the priests to also have any children, because they wanted all of the land, all of the resources to go back to the church. Okay, so they put that to the common man. There you go. That's where the whole monogamy thing. That's why women have this delusional concept of, you know, I just want you all for myself, baby. You know, when it's like the community or community is out of whack, it's run amok. I definitely do believe that polygamy probably could help that, and it's already going on. So even if whatever the fuck I'm saying, it doesn't even matter, because quote unquote Keisha, whatever, she's already got a baby daddy, and she's got, you know, another dude that she's dealing with. I mean, so it's still kind of, let's just say, quasi polygamy or polygyny is already going on. So yeah, and I definitely, I'm not monogamous, so therefore, yes, I will say more of a polygamist as far as what ideal relationship I want to have. So yeah, there you go. But anyway, enough about me. Let's play some more of this video. Now I'm gonna close this on out.
All too much. It's the emphasis on that. Like, everybody can't go to the NBA, right? Everybody can't be the NFL football star. And I think that is too much emphasis on that, because I turn yourself to the nearest black community. What does that look like for you? You know what I'm saying? Look at your neighborhoods. Is there a liquor store on every block? Probably so. You know, do you own the banks? No, you don't. You know, do you own the legislature? No, you don't. Do you even work together? Can you put $25,000 together to open a Black Power lemonade stand? No, you can't.
Yeah. Okay. This is something I haven't done in a minute. But there you go. Let's go back to religion. I remember when I was religious. I remember when I was religious, and I was a devout Muslim. Okay, going to the masjid and whatnot, and going back and forth. I would hear the African American bros talking about the same concept. They was talking about how bruhs only can have a storefront mosque or whatever. They can get a storefront mosque, but they were talking about how the West Africans was able to get a big center for a mosque, like a big building, get some funding together, get a big building, wherever they got the funding from, right? And it's like, if you look at it, a lot of, if I take you around Chicago, what I can show you is, I can show you a bunch of restaurants and stuff like that in the south side and west side of Chicago. But very few grocery stores, very few convenience stores that are black owned. And the reason why is just like what he said. Black folks can't black people can't even support each other online, and they definitely can't support each other offline. They have a problem with putting together monies to work in business and work amongst each other without arguing or fighting each other and beating each other up, whether it be the quote unquote BGS clean gun mentality or whatever the case may be. Black African Americans have a very, very hard problem of putting money together to make some type of project happen, whether it be a business, whether it be whatever the case may be. People, it is various reasons why. I'm not gonna go into reasons why it's getting late, but that's I've seen that so many times. I'm not trying to toot my horn and be one-sided and say West Africans don't have problems too, or Africans don't have problems too. They definitely have a lot of problems. But you will see a grocery store, and get some KK, get some what I'm saying, some all kind of different African, food and stuff like that from the grocery store. But you don't see any African American grocery stores. And it's like, you go in the hood and what do you see? You see the Koreans, you see the Pakistanis, you see the Indians, you see the Arabs. They got businesses that they basically have to provide some type of commercial business to people that live around there that are African Americans. Now they're kind of more, you see that in a lot of times in the lower economic parts of the black community. But I have to tell you, even in the middle class and upper middle class, you still see the same thing. You see the same behavior. So even the black people with money, you still, and I'm not saying that I've lived in black upper middle class neighborhoods, and I've seen this with my own eyes. You see the same thing. See very few black people putting their money together and having businesses. And then if they do have the businesses, they get very little support. Okay, very little support, and almost to the point where they go out of business because they don't get any support. And then you got everybody else. They got businesses that they go run up to and pander to them and give them all of their money. And it's like, it kind of goes into some type of like self-hatred type shit. And it's a huge problem. gonna play a few more minutes of this, and then I'm gonna close this one on out.
So if we're really talking about, you know, alpha, I don't see a lot of alpha going on. I see a lot of bravado, you know, a lot of look at me-ism. And at the end of the day, that's cool from when you're like 18 to maybe, I'll give it 27, 28. But when you hit that 3-0 marker, you don't have shit to show. All that alpha shit don't mean shit in the real world. And I'll end it right there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And I got it. Yeah, mute up. Yeah, okay, good. You muted up.
Was
yeah,
that a question?
Damn, that's funny.
All right, so I'm gonna close that one on out right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Marty. Like I said, I was at work, man, and I was blown away. It was some very good content. Hopefully this explains some things. You know, as far as, you know, the whole alpha beta things and why, you know, Pookie's real tough in the hood, but outside the hood, you know, he's on his best behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Message.
Anyways, you guys have a good one. Like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hit the Cashapp if you like to support. You know, buy the book, Millionaire Savings Plan. It's available on Amazon, brokegenius.com. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you want to get outside of being a broke guy that has no financial plan, no budget, no savings goals, no financial goals, this is the best book to do it. Okay. This is what I use. This could be used no matter if you got $100,000 in the bank or if you got $0 in the bank. This could be used. Even if you got $1 million already, you can use this to to get you on the $10 million level or even higher. Because let's just say I got $1 million tomorrow, whatever. Okay, I'm still gonna use these concepts because I'm gonna try to make, you know, get to $10 million, $100 million or more. So, you know, this is something that changed the world right here. It's already, you know, a lot of people have bought it. It's gonna help them, you know, be put them on a higher level. It's already has done so. So yeah, get the book. You know, it's your opportunity. I mean, you can just continue to cap on the internet and pretend to be, you know, that you're not broke. And then when somebody mentions the word broke, you get, you start seeing, you know, the poker face break down and start crumbling and get real, you know, in your feelings because, you know, somebody called you out, you know, and you know you can't, you know what I'm saying, deny it. You know, it's a way out. It's other people that are giving you some type of way out to help you overcome, you know, these financial struggles. You know, so yeah, you know, definitely get this book if you can.